Let's have a look at the teams then. Just one change for the Reds. Ken Ilso drops down to the bench to accommodate a little bit of a reshuffle, which sees Nathan Konstantopoulos earn just his second start of the season in midfield. Ben Halloran is again pressed into service as the central striker. It is the glaring hole in Adelaide's lineup, even though Baba Diawara and George Blackwood are both now back in training. Diawara just on the light duties though. A couple of changes for the Wanderers. The big news is that with veteran Janjetovic suspended, 18-year-old Nick Suman will make his A-League debut in goal. That's because regular number 2, Daniel Nizic, is not 100% fit. The other change sees the return of Rolly Bonavazia on the wing in place of the hamstrung Josh Sotirio. It is a return to the City of Churches for 3 former Reds, Tarek Elridge, Jordan O'Doherty and Bruce Kamau. Last year's top scorer, Ryan Kitto, in reserve for the Reds, and another team, Jack Greenwood, is Nick Suman's backup between the sticks for the Wanderers. Our referee tonight is Brisbane's Peter Green, fast closing in on a double ton of A-League appointments. And should he be needed, Chris Griffiths-Jones is in the VAR cave back in Sydney. Fröhlicher Weihnachten to our 2 German coaches on the benches tonight. The first time Marco Kurz and Marcus Babbel have met in the technical zone. They do have some history though as players. They played against each other in a couple of Munich derbies, with Kurtz's 1860 unbeaten against Babbel's Bayern in those encounters. When Babbel was sacked by Hoffenheim in 2012, his replacement was a certain Marco Kurz. There is Isaias, scorer of that famous grand final goal against the Wanderers. It's his 138th game for Adelaide tonight, moving past Travis Dodd, and second now only to Eugene Galekovic for the Reds. And another milestone man is Brendan Hamill, celebrating his 100th A-League match. He scored his first A-League goal at this ground as well for Melbourne Heart, all the way back in 2011. So off we go, Wanderers in all black. Mentioned those Munich derbies. 2 others here tonight. We're involved in those games as well, back in the late 90s. As we just see how this develops, away from Jordan Elsey. Kurtz's assistant, Filip Topalovic. And my co-commentator tonight, Ned Zelic. Seasonal greetings, Ned. Good to have you back.
Thanks, Simon. Good to be with you.
Those Munich derbies, hey? You remember them well.
Good times.
And you were pretty successful.
We were, yeah. Beat Bayern Munich twice in one season, which was a disaster for them. And so I think they went out in the off-season and spent around 100 million and bought 6-7 new players.
And that was the end of their dominance.
That's right.
And what about tonight's game? Ned, 2 teams, as we say, pretty much in need of all 3 points. So we might just be promised an open and entertaining encounter.
Well, I hope so, Simon. Certainly both teams have been underperforming. And really is a big test, especially for Adelaide United tonight. Last 2 performances certainly have shown how fragile they are as well in that midfield area. That's probably the reason why Kurtz has got 3 in there too tonight for a bit of extra security. Teams have been strolling through there. I mean, you saw it against City and Victory.
Here's Rolly Bonavazia trying to get the wrong side of Michael Morone, who recovers his ground for the moment at least. And picked up in the deep by Vince Leah. I'm sure the players will be grateful for the fact that the pitch is fully bathed in shadow. It has been a baking hot day, temperatures in the mid-30s here in the City of Churches. This is Michael Jakobsen, 50 A-League games up for him this evening for both Melbourne City and Adelaide United in total.
Oh, and the Wanderers is dropping off, allowing him to get forward.
Gets it back off Scott Galloway. Intervention by Bam Johan. Wanderers will look to spring forwards. Bonaventure being held up by Morone, and then subsequently the pace of Milojusnic. Nikola Milojusnic now over his various injury problems. That foot injury that kept him out for much of the start of the campaign. Also had a bout of appendicitis, which didn't help. Here's Kamau, who's got a metre on Galloway. Can he find the cross?
It's a great ball from Riston.
One in the air by Keanu Bacchus, who then collected Isaias late, and Peter Green is going to take immediate action. And Keanu Bacchus, very early on in the game, to have to watch his step for the next, well, 87 minutes or so.
Oh, he just skipped past him here, Isaias. Silly foul to give away. Bacchus. Well played, Peter Green. I mean, many other referees, Simon, would probably say it's too early for a yellow card, but not Peter Green.
That could be a key area for debate tonight. That midfield area. I do just wonder whether that's why Nathan Konstantopoulos has been drafted into that part of the pitch for the Reds, who are looking to get a ball into the box here through Ben Halloran. Bonaventure did enough. Here's another look at that challenge by Keanu Bacchus. Didn't make contact with the legs, but he certainly did with the trailing right arm. And that's why he's in the book. Wanderers with just one win in their last 10 games against Adelaide United. This good win brings Alexander Baum-Johann to grounds. The man who was sacrificed after Janjetovic's red card in the Sydney derby. We had those very pertinent pictures. Went around Australia with Baum-Johann sitting disconsolately in the dressing room with the towel over his head, being dragged by Marcus Babbel. Says he holds no hard feelings. Back in the starting lineup this evening. And what a test for the teenager, Ned. Nick Suma between the posts. Everybody expected Daniel Nizic to be playing tonight, but not so.
Yes, massive test, Simon, and certainly will come down to how Adelaide United approach this game and utilise the flanks. Certainly have the weapons out there with Goodwin and Milojusnic on the other side. Whip those crosses in and really test the keeper.
Galloway did collect, come out. Peter Green just waiting to see if any advantage would accrue. Here's a great story, Nick Suman. He only took up goalkeeping back in 2012, just 6 years ago. Up until that, he was an outfield player, and one of his teammates at junior level got an injury. He went between the posts, and he's been there ever since. And here he is, at just 18 years of age, making his A-League debut.
So that's it for his outfield career. It's over.
Well, I once saw Davy James slung upfield by Sven-Göran Eriksson back in the day as a late substitute. It's a lovely ball to pick out Craig Goodwin. They rush towards the box, the Adelaide United players. It'll pop out here for Vince Leah. He had to take it on the half volley, which made it very difficult to control. What a gorgeous release to set Craig Goodwin away down the left net.
Sensational ball. Made the right decision as well, Goodwin, to whip it in first time. Just got a bit too much height on it. Still the bounce favourably for the Wanderers and blasted over the bar.
It's Jordan Elsey with that long downfield ball for Craig Goodwin. Reminiscent of Nigel Bogart in this venue in his pomp back in the day. Man who had a pretty torrid night against Melbourne City last time out, an own goal, and at least partly to blame for Luke Bratton's second here at Coopers.
Oh, it's really good to see defenders as well, Simon, have the vision and the execution for those long diagonal balls. I never remember Marco Courts playing those sorts of balls, so
I'll tell him you said that.
He's got it from somewhere else.
Here's Moroni. Halloran nipped in ahead of Leah. That's stolen by Bam Johan, who then went to ground a little too easy for Peter Green's liking. Given away, though, by Isaias. That's good feet by Keanu Bacchus as the Wanderers look to spring forward. Adelaide back in numbers now with Bam Johan.
Just a bit too slow there from the Wanderers. Really were in good position.
Kamau with Galloway nibbling away at his heels. Free kick.
And initially really poor defence from Isaias, but teammates did well to regain shape.
So Hamill and Ziegler are both made their way forward from the centre of defence for this set-piece opportunity. Bam Johan, who teed up that opening goal for Oriol Riera in the Sydney derby last time out, to take. Nice shape, but angled just a little too close to Paul Izzo, who has a fairly unchallenged gather. Adelaide home form, a particular concern for Marco Kurtz. They've played 5 games at this venue already this season, won just 1. 2-1 success over Brisbane. Galloway getting away from Risdon, now trying to keep pace with him, and it takes 2 of them to stop him in the end. Peter Green ruling the final touch did come off the Adelaide fullback. Jakobsen, there was an arm across by Riera, and Jakobsen has stayed down.
That's really good play here from Galloway.
Terrific work. It's an intelligent ball as well by Galloway, but Ziegler read it. Not a lot of time to settle on the ball. A lot of these passages in the centre of the pitch. Wanderers sitting 8th in the A-League at start of play, Adelaide in 6th. 3 points the difference between the two. Adelaide with the far superior goal difference. This is Jordan Elson.
Oh, he's looking for that diagonal ball again. Risdon came across. Certainly key tonight as well for Adelaide. Ball speed.
It's fizzed in, talking of which, by Elsie towards the feet of Halloran. Just going to get away from Galloway. Too heavy from Leah.
To whip out the pitching wedge there, Simon.
It's at times like these that I still think you're playing because you show your utter disappointment in the lack of execution.
I wish I was playing. I really do.
So do a lot of fans around Australia.
Certainly are cursed as a footballer. You get to enjoy yourself for like 15 years, and then it's all over.
I mean, you don't enjoy working with them?
Well, I mean, of course I do. But if we're comparing adrenaline rush situation, scoring goals, going past players, and standing next to Simon Hill in the commentary box, I'm sure you'll allow me to say, sorry, buddy.
I'll give you that one. It's Christmas. Slip by Moroni.
You are good value, though.
Thank you, Ned. This is Bonavazzi. Looking for the return off Elridge, which wasn't forthcoming.
And this is where they have to go now, Adelaide.
Isaias, that's a better weight. Or is it? No. Again, a little too strong, just zipped off the surface, got away from Goodwin.
There's probably no need to play it into his path. It's a situation you've recovered possession, so automatically you know the opposition is spread out and there's room to go forward. So just play it into his feet, simple. It's such a simple game sometimes from up here.
Oh, come out. That's clever play. Used his body well there to get in ahead of Galloway. Squared up by Bam-Johan, but it's too far behind Riera to control. Jordan O'Doherty back in his home city, scampers away and keeps it alive. He's got 40 friends and family members in that stand on the far side, I'm told, watching him tonight. And his team has just earned a free kick for the foul on Rolly Bonaventure.
How many of them are real friends, though?
Or just fair weathers? Said he had to pay for some of their tickets. Couldn't get enough freebies.
Hold the line, hold the line. Goody, push out.
So let's see what Bam-Johan can do with this one. He put the last one a little bit too close to Izzo. See if he can find his range. Again, Hamill and Ziegler are in there. Ziegler does reach it, but again, just not quite the right weight. What sort of a golf club does he need from there, Ed?
I don't know. I just would have. That's one of those where you have to hit one under one of the limbs, the tree limbs, you know. I thought he was on a good thing, actually, just whipping him in with pace between the defence and the keeper. Just a slight adjustment that went for height this time.
Izzo's clearance wasn't the best. Bonaventure spin away from Leah.
Goes all the way back.
Patrick Ziegler, back in the city where his father Francis was born. Said it's an emotional occasion for him today. Breaks for Bam-Johan, and now Risdon, chance here potentially. Bonaventure trying to reel the ball in whilst on the ground and couldn't quite do so.
Oh, that's a sensational challenge there from Moroni. Certainly way too easy as well. Just strolling through the Adelaide defence. But brilliant challenge there from Moroni, came across. That's another great
forward
pass
by O'Doherty, and then Risdon, and Kamau will get there. And he'll earn the corner off Michael Jakobsen.
They certainly are playing those nice little vertical balls in between the lines, Simon, and causing Adelaide a lot of problems. Here's that challenge again.
Those little touches from Bam-Johan.
Good to watch.
Such a clever player, isn't he, the German? And he's about to take the latest corner for Western Sydney. Floated it towards the near post. Oh, Izzo didn't get there. And he eventually just drops on the ball. He seemed to lose it completely, and Bonaventure couldn't profit, nor anyone else, for the Wanderers.
Well, he probably just lost it in the sun here. It was just floated in beautifully. And extremely lucky to get away with that one, Izzo.
Wanderers having a good spell here. They've stolen the ball back again. It's a good read, though, from Jakobsen. The Reds are cute enough to play out from the back this time.
Well, space to attack here for Isaias.
Goodwin drives it back through Galloway. Elsie out to the other flank. Miliusnic. Not been involved much so far. Slung in by Moroni, and it comes off Tariq Elridge for a corner.
Good switch of play there from Adelaide. Good ball speed. I thought Isaias probably could have done a bit more out of that passage of play, but in the end worked out well.
Reds' first corner. See what Craig Goodwin can provide here. There's a slight bruise, as you can see from the corner flag. Lying down the ground towards the Pickard end, in towards the near post, and heading clear by Tariq Elridge. Clever turn by Leah. Not the cross to match. Reset through Isaias. Jakobsen. I think that came off the chest of Josh Risdon, despite the claims from the Reds fans.
Well, it was a real defender's cross, wasn't it, from Jakobsen, trying to go through him.
Now Risdon spotting space for Kamau, but he's not quite got the execution, or has he? A little bit of confusion there between Moroney and Izzo before the goalkeeper took control. So an energetic start, Ned, by both sides.
Yeah, there's been some good play, Simon. Certainly the Wanderers slightly more impressive with their passing through the lines. Like you mentioned, Baum-Johann. Such an intelligent player on the ball.
Now Riera looking to steal it behind Elson, he's done that. Looking for Kamau, who goes down in the box. On the way to pressure from Moroney, but Peter Green was well positioned and said nothing doing. Jordan Elsey just got caught out a little there by the long ball over the top.
Again, good work from the Wanderers, prepared to mix it up and play the long ball in.
Doesn't look to be too much in that between Moroney and Kamau.
Went down way too easy. It was good play from Riera to control it, and it certainly did look like the cutback was on. It was good defensive play from Adelaide.
Good stretch by Kamau, and it could lead to a Wanderers chance here. It's Oriol Riera. He's got 3 Reds defenders around him. The runners are pretty slow to arrive. Sliding in was Baum-Johann. It will break though for Tarek Elrich. Wanderers continuing their impressive start to the game. Keanu Bacchus. Now Josh Risdon. Just totally misjudged that. The Socceroo fullback. He will be off to the United Arab Emirates pretty shortly.
Well, you can see he was in two minds there, Risdon. Do I take it early and just zip it in? But again, a really good ball into Riera. Tried to come across, but the better option would have been just keep going left.
Ron is just a little slow to arrive for the Wanderers. Josh Risdon, I'm told, heads straight to the Emirates tomorrow for the Asian Cup from Adelaide. Now a tangle between Bonavazia and Goodwin, and again Peter Green is right on the spot. Had a good view of it and says no foul. That one causing a little bit more consternation, Ned. Let's have another look at it.
That was a first-time ball from Galloway.
Arms. Yeah. Who's at fault there? But you can see why the Adelaide fans are appealing for it. Yeah, there is well, this handful of the jersey at the end.
There's pulling from both players, really, isn't there?
Yeah.
But I mean, just the way Galloway played that ball in.
Now Jordan Elsey's in trouble. He's picked up a yellow card for that collision with Oriol Riera, and all of a sudden the game's got a bit of heat in it to match the weather. Craig Goodwin just again outlining his claim to Peter Green that he was held back by Bonavazia in that previous passage of play.
Well, there's a lot of chit-chat going on, isn't there, Simon?
That's the challenge between Elsey and Riera.
Well, there's not too much in that, really, is there?
Well, the arm is out, but you've got to have your arms out.
Exactly.
Yeah, to get to jump.
The elevation that you want.
The elbow wasn't cocked sideways.
No.
Anyway, he's into the book. The Wanderers have a free kick delivered by Baum-Johann. Oh, and that was floating towards goal. And Paul Izzo could only stand and watch and hope and pray that it would drop the right side of the post as far as he's concerned. And fortunately for him and for Adelaide, it did.
Well, there's another great ball in from Baum-Johann. And we were just waiting for it to hit the back of the net, weren't we, Simon?
Oh, it's
just
close.
past the post.
Patrick Ziegler, I think, with the effort. One's out of play. Let's go down to Michael Zapponi, who's probably pretty warm tonight on the touchline, Zappa.
Yeah, currently 33 degrees in Adelaide, a hot one today, and we've seen a couple of times that Paul Izzo troubled by the sun down in his goal, just sitting behind him, and he's looked into it a couple of times. He's just been caught in two minds. Surprised he hasn't called for the cap, Simon.
Yeah, goalkeeping caps. We don't see those too often these days. Sure, he's got one in his kit bag. Used to be de rigueur, didn't they, back in the 70s and 80s, Ned? Goalies' caps.
Yeah.
They used to wear them whether there was sun or not.
Fashion item.
Some of them. Here's Moroni. Useful looking delivery. First real test for the young goalkeeper. And one he passes with flying colours.
The early release was on.
Give him a break. He's just taken his first cross in the A-League.
Was it? He just wanted to launch one, didn't he? And what do you know? The opposition's got the ball.
Touch forward by Elsie. Now Vince Leah. He's got to get away again from Galloway this time. Not quite found his range yet, Vince Leah.
Well, it's not what you want from your defensive midfielder in those situations. Just calm it down, play simple.
Moroni quickest to react there. Again, Riera appealing for a foul. Touched on by Konstantopoulos. Give it away, though. Riera, good time to get his head up and have a look. Risdon joining in with the attack. Bonavats just pointed to the area he wants it. Instead it was angled a little flatter towards Baum Johan.
Well, that was a great little ball from Risdon. There were two players in there from the Wanderers.
Now Leah, and he does hit his mark this time in Galloway. Good win. Good tussle that between one current Socceroo and one player who many people feel might well have been at the Asian Cup, Craig Goodwin. Could be a key battle tonight. Here is Risdon.
That was a really poor ball there from Jakobsen, playing Konstantopoulos into a bit of trouble. No need for it. And now he gets nutmegged.
Jordan O'Doherty will enjoy that one with all his entourage watching. Kamau gets it back off Baum Johan. Clever play by the German. The Wanderers could be in here. Bonavaci's effort is blocked by Michael Moroni, rather painfully so, as it appears as well for the fullback. And the Wanderers do have another corner.
Well, he's reading these passages of play beautifully, Moroni. It's the third time he's come across to block a shot.
So let's see if the sun bothers Paul Izzo and the Adelaide defenders again from the corner from this side. The sun is shining right in that 6-yard box, which does make it awkward. Floated in by Baum Johan, and now a real test for Izzo. He's done well with that one. Might well be sun-blinded now, but he caught it cleanly enough. Milo Usnic trying to link up with Halloran. Jakobsen. Bit of space here for Galloway. Started in first time, swept clear by Ziegler. Picked up Ayesayas, upended by Baum Johan, and a free kick in a very promising position this for Adelaide United.
did well there. Isaias reacted first to the clearance. And
Wanderers fans, I'm sure, will say he was looking for that contact from Bam Johan, but there was a bit, and clearly enough in the eyes of Peter Green.
Well, you certainly have to be careful in that area.
Well, are we going to get a reprise here at the grand final between Adelaide and the Wanderers in 2016? Almost an identical position, different venue, of course. That day was at Adelaide Oval. I reckon Isaias will fancy this. Young goalkeeper, perhaps about to face his biggest test yet as a fledgling A-League player. Craig Goodwin, of course, might fancy this one too. Let's see which way they go. It is going to be Craig Goodwin. It strikes the wall and off the frame of the goal. With Suman nowhere, still alive, Jakobsen. Well, there was nothing the young goalkeeper could have done about that one. It took a wicked deflection. And that is the final action before the scheduled drinks break because of the heat. And Nick Suman, mighty fortunate, he didn't concede his first A-League goal. It came off Jordan O'Doherty. That wouldn't have been a great return to Adelaide for him either.
Well, extremely lucky here, the Wanderers, that it didn't bounce back to an Adelaide player.
Well, there we go, goalless, and up until that point, the Wanderers had arguably had the better of things. And they survived that little scare. And as we go to the drinks break, we'll go back down pitch side with Zappers.
Yeah, as I said, really warm conditions here in Adelaide today, reaching the high 30s, currently 33 degrees, and no breeze really to speak of, which is making conditions even more difficult for the players. Both teams getting some instructions now. Babel and Marco Kurz talking to their charges. Western Sydney, you touched on, Simon, were very good, I thought, especially down this right-hand side. Alex Bam-Johan linking up beautifully with Josh Frisden and Bruce Kamau. I thought those three had a big influence in the first half an hour of this game. Bam-Johan a little bit scratchy early on, but his touch really came into the game in the latter stages of that 30-minute period. Thanks,
Zappa. Yeah, I think you're right. And statistics, which they don't always tell the full truth, but they certainly underline Bam Johan's impact, Ned. 5 balls into the box already for the Wanderers. He does lead the Hyundai A-League in that particular regard with over 80 incursions into the opposition penalty area. He is such a good player on the ball.
Yes, a lot of imagination and creativity. All he's really looking for is for the players in front of him to make the right run. And in the end, it comes down to the timing of the pass and the run. And I feel Riera's been getting himself in really good positions. But certainly he'd be looking for Kamau to get up further up the park so he can slip those little balls in behind the defence. Also Bonavazia.
Came off the head of the aforementioned Riera. Adelaide immediately have the ball back. It's with Jordan Elsey. Wanderers' last win against Adelaide was a 2-1 success here at this venue, October 2016. Since then, it's been 3 wins for Adelaide, but 6. The other 10 have been drawn, so they are normally tight affairs.
Well, the switch is on. Well done.
Beautifully done by Isaias. And room here for Moroni to advance into. 3 waiting at the edge of the box, but it was slightly behind Konstantopoulos. Just that little bit of quality lacking. Konstantopoulos trying to atone for his error. Just his 2nd start of the season. Launch forward by Hamill. Good win in the air by Elsey up against Oriol Riera. Now, Bam Johan could open up the pitch here for the Wanderers. Kamau looking to hit it low across the face, and you could hear from the groan of disappointment from Riera. He knew he wasn't going to get there.
Well, I tell you what, it was a great ball, though. It's exactly what you want. In between the defence and the goalkeeper. But he's just too far away from the play, Riera. No, it would have been the perfect ball. Just a bit closer. Maybe should have taken the other route, Simon, and gone left there, Riera, to start with. Maybe he would have got there in the end.
There you go, 10 balls into the box for the Wanderers. So far, apart from that one corner where Paul Izzo got caught out by the sun, nothing too much to trouble the Reds. Despite all the decent approach play by the Wanderers. This is Miliusnic. It's the give and go back off Ben Halloran. Ball Bacchus, risky ball. Inside his own penalty area, back to Nick Suman. And the final touch came off Kamau, although I fancy it might have been Galloway. Craig Goodwin trying to spin clear of Keanu Bacchus. Rebound might favour Adelaide here, Vince Leah. And now it's Michael Morone. First touch took him a little wider than he wanted. And the chance disappeared.
That's a
great header from Riera. Now Bam Johan. Can the German and the Spaniard link up for the Wanderers? Oh, he opted for the back heel, and there was a foul by Kamau, who was a couple of metres behind Scott Galloway and knew he wasn't going to get there. And a couple of promising moves there. Broke down due to poor decisions.
Oh, just got too cocky there, didn't he, Bam Johan? It was a perfect situation just to feed the ball back into Riera. Made a great run forward.
Halloran turned into a bit of a cul-de-sac. Tarek Elridge to drive forward at the ground he used to call home. And now a bit of space for Rolly Bonavazio, and again it looks promising for the Wanderers. Still Bonavazio, and he's eventually closed down by Leah.
Did extremely well there, Adelaide, to regain shape and just ran into a bit too much traffic there, Bonavazio. Has to look for an earlier solution. Something you have to know as a player as well, Simon. If you've got three players around you, there's space somewhere else.
Logic would suggest so.
If I come over really close to you, then there's someone else who can get in my seat.
I know what you mean, mate. I know what you mean. Here's Konstantopoulos. Leah. Weston got a foot in. Elsie. It's a good ball. Morone. Off the head of Tarek Elridge, which took it clear of the onrushing Adelaide attackers. It's coolly done by Risdon, but it's not the best release. Goodwin. A little bit quiet so far, apart from the free kick. Maybe that's about to change. That's well defended by Kamau. He had to make that, and then he's rather lazily given the ball away. Vince Leah to have a go. And Nick Suman to make his first real save in anger, even though he was, of course, beaten by the deflection for that free kick.
Well, he's under pressure there as well, Suman, to make the save, to collect. Miliusnic was right in on him.
Now Miliusnic and Hamill's turn this time to make the intervention, and it'll be a Reds corner. So he did the hard work there, didn't he, Bruce Kamau?
And then spoiled it. Not easy to deal with. Did well there, Suman.
Corners equally split. And they can't yet be separated on the scoreboard either. Craig Goodwin looking to change that. Good tail to it, but Riera met it. Off Miliusnic. Now Leah brought down, was he? Edge of the box, yeah. Vieira, the guilty party, another free kick, similar sort of position to the one that caused the Wanderers so many problems before the drinks break. I think that came off the shoulder of Miliusnic. And Vieira just dangling a leg out.
Yeah, it's a real striker's challenge.
You're not wrong there. 12th foul of the game. Of more concern to Western Sydney. The fact that Craig Goodwin, or perhaps Isaias, just to keep them guessing, are again lining up this set-piece situation.
It certainly looks like Goodwin is licking his lips here, Simon.
Which one will it be? It is Craig Goodwin again, and again it's deflected, and this time Suman had to scramble for it. I thought at first glance he might have got a touch on that, but it's been ruled that it just dipped over the top of the crossbar.
Yeah,
Off an Adelaide player.
He's just looking for that gap, isn't he, there, in between?
Well, Jordan Elsey was trying to create it, and inadvertently got in the way.
Hit his teammate.
Would Elsey have claimed it?
That's not how these things work out on the training ground. I tell you what, I'd claim it. You've done all the hard work. You're in the mixer there, aren't you?
Taking one for the team. Despite the warm conditions, no one can accuse the players of lack of effort. It's been a very sprightly contest. Just overall lacking that little bit of extra quality in the final third. Maybe Craig Goodwin's about to provide it. As Miliusnic right. Here is Nikola Miliusnic. Works it onto his left foot. Deflected again. Corner ball. Well, the ricochets are keeping Nick Suman on his toes, that's for sure.
Oh, certainly lucky there as well, the Wanderers. It's Tarek Elrich who really stayed away, didn't put Miliusnic under any sort of pressure, and allowed him to twist and turn and get his shot off.
Adelaide's third corner. Goodwin. Again, it's Riera. Reset through Miliusnic and back out by Leah towards Goodwin. Still plenty forward for the Reds. Off the head of Josh Risdon this time. Ben Halloran on the volley. And the young goalkeeper obviously had his angles well measured because he let it drift into the side netting and knew it was heading there.
He's looked comfortable, hasn't he, Simon? No sign of nerves. Would it be a mistake from a commentator to pump him up too early?
Well, to be fair, he gave him a spray from his first piece of distribution. Roll forward by Risdon, but Kamau is offside.
Well, that had nothing to do with his goalkeeping ability.
No, that's true. So Adelaide have certainly taken much more control of the game than they had in the opening 20 or so minutes. Nibble at the heels of Isaias by Bam Johan. Advantage played. This is Patrick Ziegler.
Ah, it's good play.
Again, a very sure touch by Bam Johan. Risdon. Deep cross, but Bonaventure will keep it in, and he has O'Doherty available. Here is Jordan O'Doherty. Bonavancia, Elrich arriving around the outside. Fires it in towards Riera. Oh, it's a great save by Izzo. Still alive for Kamau potentially before Jakobsen gets it behind, but that is an outstanding save by Paul Izzo to deny Oriol Riera. Pure reflexes, really, by the young Reds custodian, and the Spaniard denied. Corner from the far side, Bam Johan. Izzo comes again, good fist to the ball. Worked out towards Risden. Here's Oriol Riera, a nod down for Tarek Elrich. That should be Izzo's, despite the challenge from Bonavancia.
And here it is again, just whipped in from Tarek Elrich. And that's a superb save from Paul Izzo.
To be fair, was straight at him, I suppose, but still, the pace on the header could quite easily have beaten him. Very sharp piece of work by Paul Izzo.
And really impressive attacking play from the Wanderers, Simon. Rotations, good combinations. Tarek Elrich joining the attack.
Jakobsen has got in a real mess here, and Izzo's out of his goal. Bam Johan for Kamau. Leah with the challenge. No foul. Kamau trying to dig it out. Adelaide back in numbers. Have they done enough to survive that error? Still with Elrich now. Kamau in behind. Steered clear by Jakobsen. Oh, Elrich goes to ground, penalty. Nathan Konstantopoulos didn't see him coming on the blind side. He knows he's made the error. He doesn't protest the decision. And the Wanderers, just before half-time, have a penalty kick.
And well deserved. Again, some really good attacking play from the Wanderers.
Yeah,
just the miscontrol
there.
Day,
isn't it?
Yeah, miscontrol there from Konstantopoulos and brings Elrich down.
Well, Oriol Riera did miss a penalty against Adelaide last season. It's the former Adelaide player Tarek Elrich who's earned this latest chance. Let's see if the Spaniard can convert this time. Saved by Izzo, but scored on the rebound. Oriol Riera gives the Wanderers the advantage in first half stoppage time. Well, he's missed again against the Wanderers, against Adelaide, I should say. But this time, fortune was on his side.
Well, he did so well here, Izzo, to get down. Certainly, Riera gets the lucky rebound and just slots it away.
Well, he guessed right, did Paul Izzo, who saved 3 penalties last season. He's becoming a bit of a specialist in that regard, but Riera got lucky. It is his 20th goal for Western Sydney Wanderers. His 5th of the season. And if you're looking to learn just how important he is to Western Sydney, he's now netted 20, Ned, of the last 48 scored by Western Sydney since the start of last season.
Very impressive. You have to give Tarek Elrich huge credit for that penalty situation. I mean, not just drawing the penalty, but his work before that as well, the little reverse pass.
Morone's cross as Adelaide looked to get straight back on level terms. There was an offside flag against Goodwin. And a bit of an argument ensues between he and Ziegler, although it's fairly one-sided. Craig Goodwin still left thinking what might have been in this first half. He's hit the post from one free kick, had another one that was certainly heading towards goal, deflect off his own player, Jordan Elsing. Now Adelaide find themselves behind thanks to Oriol Riera. This is Milojuznic looking to get around Elrich, which he does. Haller on top of the penalty area. Leah, not quite.
Well, he probably wasn't expecting that, Milo Uznic. Vince Leah from that distance usually just drives them towards goal.
Bonaventure beautifully brought down. Bam Johan with the no-look pass. Stabbed it with the outside of the boot in the direction of Kamau. He knew he'd be running into that channel.
Really good work there from Bonaventure, using his body to get the better of Jordan Elsey.
It's been pretty good in this first half, Bam Johan. Oh, now Keanu Bacchus could it get even better for the Wanderers before the break. Tarek Elrich, who earned that penalty, darts into the box. And that's a goal kick.
Oh, it's a good play again from Elrich, joining the attack. Little goose step there. Really is so impressive when he gets forward.
Well, to be fair, given the conditions, that's been a pretty impressive first half. The Wanderers lead at the interval. Riera saw his penalty saved, but was smart enough to tuck away the rebound. At the other end, Craig Goodwin's free kick struck the post, courtesy of a deflection. Adelaide will feel they're a bit unfortunate to be behind, but is their home curse about to strike again? At the break at Coopers, it's Adelaide. 126 minutes since the Reds last scored an A-League goal. Let's hear from the Wanderers camp. Their coach, Marcus Babbel, is with Zappa.
Marcus, good position at half-time. What pleased you most about the first half?
I think we dominated the game, but we were not in the right position, and if we created the chances, so it was 30-35 minutes, really good game from us. Then we were 10 minutes struggling. We gave 2 free kicks away. We were sleeping in this moment, so it's dangerous because they have good players. But after this, we had luck with the penalty. It comes to the right time, and now we have to keep going. You know, keep possessioning, good play style of football, and create more chances and score.
And everyone loves your shirt. Where'd you get it from?
Joe Black.
Well done.
Trust Zappa to ask that question. Good holiday shirt, that's. A couple of changes for the Reds at the break. Ken Ilso has replaced Nathan Konstantopoulos, who gave away that first half penalty, of course. And Ryan Strain is on for Michael Moroni, who did pick up a knock or two in that first half. That may be the reason why he's not reappeared. So the Reds chasing the game. And I'll pose the question again. Ned Zelic in co-commentary. Where is this all-elusive goal or goals going to come from?
Well, I was going to ask you, Simon, has there been a better dressed A-League coach?
So you're just going to ignore the initial question.
Lovely shirt. Nice pants too, white belt. I'm sure the pants are rolled up. Well, look, Adelaide certainly have had their opportunities, and they really have to look at getting in behind the Wanderers' defence. I mean, they've been playing a lot in front of that back four, but certainly they do require runs in behind and someone to get on the ball and to provide those defence-splitting passes. Certainly, for me, the Wanderers were the better side in that first half because they just looked a lot more dangerous in that final third.
In that regard, and I know Craig Goodwin had their best opportunity from the free kick in the first half, but has he done enough in trying to get in behind Josh Risdon? It's been a good tussle, that one. By the way, that was a hell of a kick from Nick Suman.
It has, but, I mean, you saw early on in the game there were those opportunities where he did get in front off the end of those long diagonal balls, but eventually the defender will adjust.
Here's Ryan Strain, fresh to the game. Sliding challenge by Bonavazza is not enough to halt his progress. Slung in by Miliusnic. There's a good shape to it as well, but Goodwin couldn't get on the end of it.
Well, it's actually a great ball in, and that's where you really need someone coming in from deep and launching themselves at that ball.
Reds start in the second half as they mean to go on.
Sorry, they have played some good stuff, Adelaide, but they're just missing that creative spark that's needed in that final third.
Same old story for them, isn't it? Goals a problem. They've scored just 61 in total in the last 2 A-League seasons combined. No player has hit 10 goals or more in either of those campaigns. Here's Craig Goodwin, who can score. Galloway in low, tap in, Nikola Miliusnic, they're level, the Reds. And he couldn't miss from there, really. His first of the season, and it's 1-1. And that's where the goal's going to come from, Nikola Miliusnic.
Oh, it's a really good ball in between the lines. Superb delivery. Oh, I was lucky actually to get the touch there. But great anticipation there from Miliusnic. Just coming in at the back post to finish it off. Really static defending there from the Wanderers. Not chasing the runner.
Well, the Wanderers will complain. There was a touch of fortune about the way it arrived at the boot of Nikola Miliusnic, but they had their own luck, of course, in the first half. The rebound for the penalty falling Oriol Riera's way. Now we've got a real game on our hands. And here they come again, the Reds through Ilso. Wanderers deal with that, and this is Bonavazza. Now Bruce Kamau. Trying to drift between 2 players, and he did so pretty effectively, and then ran into a real brick wall in the shape of Michael Jakobsen. Now up a little groggily. Driving forward is Baum-Johann through a challenge. Baum-Johann! Wow. Well, that was troubling, and really had no right to wriggle his way through there, the German, but he did.
Oh, great little run there from Baum-Johann. Skipping the challenge there. Isaias. Just couldn't keep it down.
This is a sign of things to come, then. Should have a pretty entertaining second half.
Oh, really impressive, Adelaide. The work down that left-hand side has been absolutely fantastic after half-time.
So here's Patrick Ziegler. Risden. And behind it goes, off Jordan Elsey for a Wanderers corner. Here's the goal again, then.
That was really good work here from Goodwin. There's Galloway joining the attack. Certainly got the lucky touch, but did extremely well there, Mile Uznic. You have to gamble in those situations. It certainly did pay off.
Putting his injury nightmare behind him, Nikola Mile Uznic. Reds with a corner to defend here. Baum-Johann's delivery and Brendan Hamill's header. It's well plucked out of the air by Paul Izzo. Just to launch it quickly, but his teammates not really in position. Risden galloping forward. Let's go all the way back to Nick Suman, who I'm told has football running in his veins. His father, Stan Zuman, actually played for the Blacktown back in the days of the old NSL many years ago. There's Kamau, dragged down by the trailing leg of Galloway.
That was really smart play here from Kamau. Just drew Galloway in.
Was there contact, or did he just fall? Yeah, no, I think there was a bit of contact there. Bruce Kamau, scorer of that grand final goal that gave Adelaide the advantage against the Wanderers 2 years ago. Looking to take his position for Baum-Johann's latest set piece. He floats it in and Hamill met it. There was a clash of heads, I think. Which has left an Adelaide player fairly flattened. Michael Jakobsen.
Well, Hamill had charged in there. Jakobsen certainly up for the battle.
Uznic onside. Looked to play and strain. Got the ball back rather fortuitously from the opposition. Baum-Johann unable to control it. Squared up by Strain. Uznic gets a second go. Now with Isaias. 3 in the box to try and pick out. He's rather overhit. Awan, the Spaniard. Also has done well to keep it in play. Leah. Halloran. Caught. Yeah, by Risden.
Well, doing well now, Adelaide, to get in between the lines. It's a late challenge here from Risden. Certainly key as well, where you can get players like Mile Uznic on the ball, where they can use their speed to go past the opposition. Really looks good out there since half-time, Mile Uznic.
Set pieces have been problematic defensively for the Wanderers. This one a little bit wider, driven in by Isaias. Well met by Hamill. Milosnic cushioned it beautifully first time around. Couldn't keep his effort down. It's clever. Isaias getting away from Keanu Bacchus and releasing Nikola Milosnic. 6-2 for Adelaide and for Milosnic through the legs of the young goalkeeper. And Nikola Milosnic is having a dream start to this second half, as are the Reds. His first double in the A-League, but it was all down to some excellent approach play by Isaias.
And that's a lovely ball in behind the defence. Milosnic finishes it off. Superb work here from Isaias. Sees the run, the defence splitting pass, and Milosnic is on the end of it to finish it off beautifully. Through the legs of the young keeper.
Well, that 4.5-hour goal drought for the Reds, well and truly put to bed now. They needed a hero at Christmas and they found one. St. Nick. What do the Wanderers have in response? Shell-shocked by this blistering start to the second half by Marco Kurtz's team. Here's Kamau. Overhit. Well, he will be delighted with the response. Although, to be fair, he rarely looks delighted. Let's have another look at the goal. It's worth looking at again. Isaias is just sublime.
Well, you can see Elridge knew exactly what was going on. He turned around and had a look at Milosnic, but the ball was just so perfect from Isaias into the space behind the defence. He's been absolutely brilliant, hasn't he, since half-time? You can see him getting on the ball. He's just so explosive, using his speed to go past players. We spoke about it before, Simon. I mean, that's Adelaide's game. If they can get Isaias, the creative player, on the ball, the timing of the pass and the run.
Oh, Redstone could be in trouble here. Yeah, it's a booking. That's probably about right, given he wasn't the last defender, but it's a blatant foul on Goodwin. And Adelaide have just come to life.
Well, they really are playing to their strengths.
That's a rugby tackle.
It's a great tackle. In rugby, that's a great tackle. Certainly are playing to their strengths, Adelaide.
And the one thing that's been missing, we've said it many a times in the past, from Milosnic's game, has been goals. We know he's got speed and trickery. And he's added that to his game today at least. Now he's on a hat-trick and trying to chase down the goalkeeper here. Meantime, we've got a problem. Oriol Riera is the man requiring attention, and here's why. And again, it's the arms of Jordan Elsey, as we saw in the opening few minutes of the game, that have caused the issue. Any problem with that one, Ned?
I
for you?
I think that's fine, Simon. I mean, you know, you're a defender. You want elevation. You have to use your arms to get up as high as you can.
You just got to be careful with the elbows, though.
Sure, you have to be careful, but I mean, well, what do you do with it? I mean,
maybe it's time to bring in elbow pads. And Peter Green is taking counsel here from his linesman.
But again, it wasn't caught.
And he's going to issue a yellow card. And of course, he was booked in the first half. And Jordan Elsey is off. Well, I have to say, I think that's a little bit harsh. I think that's a little bit harsh. And Jordan Elsey's nightmare couple of games at fault for both goals against Melbourne City. And he's now been sent off with his team holding the slenderest of advantages against the Wanderers for 2 bookable offences. Yeah, actually, you know what? That angle looks a bit worse than the first, in fairness, Ned.
I admit it does.
Well, he did take a long time to debate the issue, with linesman Matt Cream on the far side. And the decision clearly was unanimous. So Elsey is off. Adelaide down to 10. What a final half an hour we have here at Cooper's, and you can bet your bottom dollar that Marco Kurtz is going to have something to say about that post-game.
Is it still too harsh, though, for a yellow card?
Well, at first viewing, I thought yes, but
yeah.
the second angle suggests there was much more in it. Here's Keanu Bacchus. Wanderers now with the advantage, of course, numerically at least. Bruce Kamau! All square again! 2-2. Bruce Kamau scores against his former club. His first A-League goal since October 2017. And this game has been turned on its head. Remarkable. And you can see what those Reds fans think at the last couple of minutes.
Oh, it's simply incredible, really. And it's a great ball in.
And he's onside, clearly, Risdon.
There's so much space for Risdon. And a good cut back there to Kamau. A really good vision here from Bacchus. Lovely ball into Risdon. Just feeds it into Bruce Kamau. What a finish that is.
Well, the Reds are going to make their final change. And get this, who's the unluckiest man in Adelaide tonight? Ken Ilso. He's only been on the pitch 15 minutes as a sub. And he's going to be sacrificed in a similar manner to how Baum Johan was sacrificed in the Sydney derby. Take off the number 10. And on will come Taylor Regan to take the place of Jordan Elsey in the heart of the Reds' defence.
Well, it's all happening. Just an absolutely incredible phase of play here.
And the last time Taylor Regan was in action here at Cooper's, of course, he himself saw red against Brisbane. Is that moment of indiscipline, if indeed you view it to be that serious, to prove costly for the Reds?
I still think there has to be a certain level of understanding for a player that is trying to get elevation and jump for the ball sign.
Incidentally, if you are wondering, we've had it confirmed there was no intervention by the VAR, by Chris Griffiths-Jones. That decision entirely made by ref Peter Green and his linesman. Thumped out of play by Ziegler. It's going to make for a fascinating last quarter of the game. The Wanderers are going to make their first change. Tarek Elrich to be withdrawn. Doesn't get particularly generous reception as he goes off against his former club. The one which he served with such distinction, of course, for 5 years. And on comes Raul Llorente, like-for-like replacement. Well, what a second half we've had. 3 goals and a red card. Second half's less than 20 minutes old. O'Doherty. Jakobsen's intervention. Home fans trying to lift their team. They need them now. Adelaide United. You'd expect the Wanderers to have the lion's share of the ball, which of course they were denied with 10 men in their last outing against Sydney FC. Space here for Kamau, drew them level. O'Doherty just unable to control it. In fact, it was Risden with the opportunity.
Oh, it just took too long there, Kamau. Really did hesitate on the ball in the box. Just to release it a lot earlier. Had a lot of options.
Well, Adelaide will start to believe they're a bit cursed at home, or cursed.
What a game it's been, Simon. Fantastic A-League action.
Terrific. Still 25 minutes to go. Here's Goodwin, drifting in field. Could the 10 men take the leads? Halloran can't get on the end of it. Scoop clear by Suman. That's a clever back heel. Really smart by O'Doherty to relieve the pressure.
Certainly was a missed opportunity there. Goodwin has to unleash.
Bam Johan unleashes crossfield for Kamau. Doesn't put it in a particularly good area for Rolly Bonaventia. Jordan O'Doherty. No foul by Leah. And Goodwin is away. And steaming forward on the right is Ryan Straight if Goodwin can pick him out. Well, he does, but he puts it slightly behind him. Still they have the momentum. He drives for goal. It rebounds off Hamill. Adelaide still throwing some punches, even with 10 men. Got to be careful they don't leave themselves exposed defensively. Here's Kamau. And still. Can have a go himself. Had colleagues better placed, in all honesty.
Yeah, but why not? 20, 25. Have a crack, son.
Full of confidence after his first A-League goal since the Melbourne derby back in October of last year. This game, the start of a real feast of football on Fox Sports coming up over the next month. Got the Asian Cup, of course, coming up live. A-League, W League, virtually a game every day up until the start of February. Real treat for all football fans around the country. Oh, turned over carelessly by the Reds. Riera. Ball has gone out. Oh, and Riera's led with the elbow, and Adelaide aren't happy about that. And Riera's going to get a booking. The man who was sinned against, and Jordan Elsey raised his elbows, has done something very similar to Ryan Stray. The difference being, of course, the Spaniard wasn't already in the book.
Well, certainly a lot of height on this cross.
Again, it's when that arm is bent that it causes the problem, isn't it? Subject of a lot of speculation, of course, over the last few days. Oriol Riera, interest from a club back in Spain in his services. Strong rumours. He is considering that offer very, very seriously.
Which club would that be, Simon?
Don't know.
Right, one of those ones.
Yeah. Thought you'd know with your contacts in Europe, Ned. You've been there long enough.
I just didn't know someone from Spain was chasing Riera.
Yes, he is.
Is his contract up at the end of the season, maybe? Or
Yeah, I think he was on a 2-year deal initially, wasn't
right,
he?
so could be one of those ones. Hey, he's got offers from Europe.
Are you suggesting subterfuge at play here with agents? Wanderers going to make another change shortly. Meantime, bit of defending for the 11 men to do. Galloway can't make anything of use out of that. Van Johans turned it over. Miliusnic on a hat-trick, of course, and he's quick enough to get there ahead of Ziegler. Can he pick out a teammate? The answer is no. Here's Llorente. Van Johan, who's pulled all the strings for the Wanderers in midfield. Llorente again. Bonavazzi was well placed.
And they're just knocking the ball around now. Very patient, the Wanderers. Trying to shift Adelaide from side to side and wait for those little gaps to open up.
Here's a clue on the Riera story, by the way. Second division club in Spain, chasing promotion.
Right.
That's what I'm being told. Everybody Googling now. Spanish Segunda Division. Into the last 20 minutes of a fascinating night here in the city of Churches. Still no closer to finding a resolution. Llorente driven back by Halloran. Ziegler. No way through. Miliusnic is going to be the outlet for Adelaide, and of course he is very, very sharp across the ground, but so too then was Hamill.
Well, I've just brought up the Spanish second division table. There's about half the league chasing promotion, Simon.
There you go. I deliberately left it ambiguous as we head to the drinks break. And Marco Kurtz has got a lot of thinking to do because his team is down to 10 men. And this is why, Ned, the 2 yellow cards issued to Jordan Elsey. This is the first one. And at least Peter Green was consistent.
Well,
and he has been with booking Riera as well.
The first one was absolutely nothing. The second one we saw from a different angle that, okay, maybe you can give a yellow. You don't have to.
But he did, and that is the important thing. Let's go down to Zapparu's pitch side for us.
Yeah, thank you, Simon. Rashid Mahazi about to make his entrance for Western Sydney. We're just about to find out who's to make way for him. Marco Kurtz and the Adelaide United bench not happy at all with that decision to send Jordan Elsey off. And I think they took more exception around the first yellow card and not so much the second.
Thanks, Zappa. Yeah, that's the way we saw it as well.
Substitution for Western Sydney coming off number 8, Jordan O'Doherty. He'll be replaced.
He's clearly the most elegant A-League coach in the league.
Tell you what, it's a funky belt too, isn't it?
He's had some beauties the last couple of weeks. Actually wore a sky blue tie in the Sydney derby, which I thought was a little bit suspect, but anyway.
What about his shoelaces? Did you see them?
Yeah.
Saw that?
They were funky too, weren't they? So there's the new man for Western Sydney Wanderers, Rashid Mahazi. Talking of shoes, he sold shoes. One of his many jobs during his time out of the A-League. Took a little sabbatical to regather himself. And he's replacing Jordan O'Doherty for whatever remains of tonight's intriguing contest. And it has been that. Even in the early stages, when there were precious few goalmouth opportunities, there's plenty of intensity to the game. And since half-time, well, it's just really lifted off. What other twists and turns remain, I wonder? Final quarter of an hour or so.
Well, I have to admit, Simon, I did pick this result in the pre-game chat, so...
Space here for Keanu Bacchus, now with Rolly Bonavazia. Llorente was arriving. Bonavazia just holding off his man unfairly.
I hope I'm wrong, there's a few more goals.
Are you sure? You want the tipping point, don't you?
I don't, I'm not in the tipping. And if someone heard my comments...
You've been excluded in the tipping.
Someone heard my comments pre-game and went and put a bet down and win some money from tonight, just shout me a coffee next time you see me on the street.
Bam Johan. It's a lovely ball. Goodwin couldn't stop it. Risden. Keanu Bacchus deflected. Awkward for Izzo. It's a good scramble in the end by the goalkeeper. Be interesting to see from a different angle whether that would have crept in at that near post. The reactions of Izzo suggested it might just have done that.
Oh, really good attacking play again from the Wanderers. Got a bit lucky here. Certainly, I thought might have a crack here. Mahazi.
Came off Vince Leah. Izzo did well to fling himself away to his left. Well, the counter could be on here, but needs a better release than that from Miliusnic. You do just sense that Adelaide still pose that threat, even a man like two straight. Izzo content to make a bit of a meal of that and waste a few seconds. Brian Strain. It's a good dart forward by Strain. It's a good release too. Miliusnic with Hamill in hot pursuit. Halloran. Bonavazia too strong.
Just took too long then.
Wanderers not out of the woods yet. Vince Leah.
That's a great ball.
Very intelligent to pick out Miliusnic. Now Isaias. They work it out to Galloway. Goodwin. Isaias. There's a foul. Surely by Keanu Bacchus. Yeah, Peter Green waited because Adelaide did have the ball. He was saying, well, look, you've got it. Do you want to play on? And in the end, because everybody stood around like statues, really had no other option but to blow his whistle. The Reds clearly feeling a free kick is more beneficial to their situation.
Well, there's certainly no need to give a foul away there back. A silly foul. Really just have to stand your ground. That number's back there, the Wanderers, and now they've given Adelaide the opportunity to capitalise with a good set-piece opportunity.
Which Goodwin delivers towards the back post. Jakobsen is offside. Might have trodden on Ziegler as well as he came down. Michael Jakobsen. Ziegler, the son of the Adelaide native, apparently still has an Auntie Bridget living in Adelaide. Patrick Ziegler says he won't have time to go and visit this particular trip. Here's Kamau. That won't come off the arm. It certainly appeared that way. Mahazi. Ziegler to sling it in. It's found its way through to Bonavacia somehow. Good save again. Is increasingly being called into action, the Adelaide goalkeeper.
Just whipped in here. It was the bounce. Beat Taylor Regan.
Corner work short. Baum Johan and Kamau exchanging passes. In by Raul Llorente. Drops for Riera. Now Rashid Mahazi will have a go at it. Hamill desperately trying to prevent it going out for a goal kick. He did the Johnny Tambouras. He threw himself to the deck and he did keep it in play. Not to any great benefit for his team. And Adelaide somehow survive all of that. It's a really good ball by Isaias. Still very composed, trying to lead his side. Knows they will force the odd chance here and there. They've got a corner off Bruce Kamau. Well, could they steal a third goal?
Well, certainly opportunities. That's something you want to avoid as well. When you outnumber the opponent, is giving them too many set-piece opportunities.
Isaias taking his time, placing the ball. Wants to make the perfect contact. Taylor Regan in there, trying to cause mischief. Away by Oriol Riera at the near post. Goodwin all the way back to his goalkeeper.
I must say, Riera has been really impressive with his defensive headers, hasn't he? He's won quite a few tonight. The big man.
Certainly big in terms of the number of goals that he continues to provide for the Wanderers. Mahazi will get the throw off Isaias. It's remarkable, isn't it, the coincidences football throws up. Last time out, the Wanderers with a team that was down to 10 after the dismissal of Janjetovic. They had it all to do. This week, they're the team with the extra man. Can they make it count? Here's Risdon. Back through Mahazi. Hamill out for Llorente. Bonavacia. Right straight, too strong. A little too cute for Rolly Bonavazia there.
Well, just coughed up possession way too easily there, Bonavazia. He's pushed off the ball. Good solid play there from Ryan Strain.
Adelaide spring forward. Vince Leah. Strain is on the right. Here he is. Good ball by Strain. And Ziegler gets it out of harm's way for now.
Brilliant play there. Superb initially from Vince Leah to release Ryan Strain. And the first time ball in the box. And cleared by Ziegler. And we've seen a few of those end up in the back of the net, haven't we, Simon?
This really would be a turn-up for the books. If Adelaide were to steal a third goal, it's not a bad delivery. Regan was there. Plucked out of the air by Suman. Now Adelaide have got to get back and get their defensive shape. Baum-Johan. Too easy.
Brilliant work there from Jakobsen.
Now Galloway on the charge forwards. Not got an awful lot of help. Halloran arriving. He's done really well, the fullback. Halloran went down too easily. Now Bonavazia trying to roll this man. He's done so. Strain gets it out. Fascinating ending we've got here. And the Wanderers are going to make their final change. Rolly Bonavazia to be withdrawn. I just wonder whether Bonavazia had a little bit of an exchange with somebody in the crowd a few minutes ago. Gave somebody the hard stare in the stand as he wandered back to his position. He's replaced. Nick Fitzgerald on in his stead. Little scoop forward by Baum-Johan, and Strain and Regan got a bit lucky there. Total miscommunication between the two.
Well, it certainly had to be a perfect pass, didn't it, Simon? High degree of difficulty there. Certainly no need for it.
The Wanderers got the wherewithal to try and pick away through the defensive ranks. Strain collected by Mahazi. He's going to go into the book, the substitute. There's certainly been plenty in this contest. Yeah, and he launched himself off the ground, which always attracts the attention of referees.
I'll tell you what, he was lucky he didn't connect properly there.
Well, if he does, he's off. Simple as that.
Simple as that.
Regan to go long.
It's not a bad ball, is it? Certainly have been playing it smart, Adelaide. A few set pieces here and there, drawing a few fouls. Forcing the Wanderers back into their own final third. Or defensive third, I should say.
Riston punches it out towards Llorente. It's a teasing cross towards Riera, who is then penalised for an infringement on Jakobsen, which he can't quite believe. Peter Green saying it was a push. Risky ball by Regan. Helped out by Leah. Strain. Jakobsen looking to release that pace of Miliusnic. He gets there ahead of Ziegler.
That's good play.
Isaias, Goodwin. Could this be the moment for the Reds? Craig Goodwin. Blazes high, wide, and not so handsome.
That was a really good play there from Miliusnic, finding Goodwin, and had a bit of time to think as well. Do I play Halloran in or just unleash and have a crack at goal?
Van Johan loves that crossfield ball, doesn't he? Trying to pick out Cabal. It's not worked out on this occasion. Strong play by Goodwin. Was a foul by Mahazi, but advantage play by Peter Green as we move into 5 additional minutes at the end of the 90. Galloway. Reds building ahead of steam here. It was awkward that for Ziegler. Did well to readjust. Now with Keanu Bacchus. And again, there's a bit of a scrap on that far side. The Adelaide fans right into this. They believe their team's got a chance, and they do. Here's Goodwin looking for the cutback. Not quite accurate enough for Halloran. But it's the 10 men finishing strongly here at Coopers. Isaias. Regan for Strain. Hamill content to let the ball bounce. Knew there was nobody in behind. Have the Wanderers made the most of this one-man advantage, Ned?
Well, most certainly not, but still a bit of time, and they certainly have to show a bit more urgency. But credit to Adelaide, certainly have shown a lot of intensity and aggression out there.
Ziegler to hang one up. That's easy pickings again for Paul Izzo. It's not really the sort of quality that Marcus Babbel wants. To put Izzo under a little bit more pressure. Did make a couple of good saves, didn't he? Midway through the second periods, one in particular to deny Rolly Bonavancia. Other than that, the Reds have stood their ground. Llorente, clever touch by the Spanish fullback, not matched by the second one. His first touch was a feather, his second was a hammer.
A sledgehammer.
Intrigued as to Marcus Kurtz's press conference afterwards, Ned, whether he'll be happy given that his team is down to 10 men with a point, or whether he'll feel it's a big opportunity missed. Because they were well on top, weren't they, up till the moment that Elsie got his second yellow card, and they've still created chances since.
Well, I'll tell you what, Simon, having played with the guy behind him as a sweeper, defensive three, the two stoppers, and seen him get up and use his arms to get elevation, elbows, everything.
Van Johan took a dive there.
And still stayed on the pitch as well. I don't think he'll be happy.
Did he give you a few sprays, did he?
Me?
Yeah.
What for?
Kamau, Riera. And again, fairly routine save for his own.
I'm just trying to predict his post-match comments. I mean, of course he won't be happy with that first yellow card because it was nothing. There was something in the second one, but is it still enough to send a player off? I don't think so.
It's well brought down that by Miliusnic. He's had a terrific second half and gets the whistle for the second challenge by Keanu Bacchus. And this could be the moment for Adelaide. Might even be the final attack of the game. Are we waiting for a Craig Goodwin thunderbolt, perhaps? He scored one from this range in the FFA Cup final against Sydney. This sort of position. Nick Suman, the young goalkeeper, needs to get that wall absolutely right. Could it be a famous victory for the Reds against the odds? Everybody holding their breath. Craig Goodwin fires it into the wall. Still alive though. Taylor Regan having a lash at it. Peter Green says play on. The Wanderers couldn't have a chance at the other end. This has got to be the last opportunity. It's with Bruce Kamau. The angle is narrow. Still Kamau. Johan. Regan gets it clear. Another glance at the watch from Peter Green. Still we go on for the moment. Llorente. The Wanderers piling forward, looking to win it. Square by Keanu Bacchus, but it's wide of Fitzgerald. And still we play on into the 97th minute of the game.
The count is on.
Goodwin runs into a cul-de-sac, and finally, Craig Goodwin slumps the turf, and Peter Green brings proceedings to a halt. Wow, what a second half that was. That was gripping stuff. 3 goals after the break, and of course, crucially, the red card to add to Oriol Riera's missed penalty, but scoring on the follow-up in the first half. That was quite some game in trying conditions.